Now tuning in to Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.
Hi.
Heyo.
How are you?
I'm here. I'm
Good.
living.
Thank God.
I have a big jug of water, living my truth.
Can you imagine if I was doing this with you the whole time and you were dead and a ghost? That would be kind of wild.
The fact that we've done this show so long that has already been a bit that we've done. It's actually.
Is it really?
I'm pretty
God.
sure we had a bit where I was a ghost, or we were dead. I think I was dead. I don't remember. I don't know, but I think that literally happened.
Out of the two of us, you give off the most cryptid energy.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I would say I'd give more ghost energy.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I think there are some crypt, maybe Mothman, but like
You are definitely of the two of us. You give off more Mothman energy.
Yeah, and it's it's a hard torch to carry, but someone's got to do it. Okay, you know, someone's got to be the Mothman and this duo.
Can someone
you know?
please draw Cody as the Mothman? Thank you.
No,
Please, I need
please
it.
God.
As a birthday present.
Yeah.
And also me.
I don't think I've talked about this yet, which is wild because I talk about every show I've ever watched in my life. But I want to talk about Players. Okay.
Ooh, what's that?
I want to talk about Players. It is on, unfortunately, not Discovery Plus, fucking Paramount Plus. Why are they all pluses?
Anymore. I feel like I should probably get it.
That's fair. I only have like the $5 version, which is like, it has ads, but like it's all most of the content is garbage, but also I want Drag Race and Big Brother. So that's my push and pull, you know?
Like I've been holding off, but it's like Big Brother just started and you
got to get back in there.
Yeah.
Got to see Julie Chen again. You know what I mean? This is not about. This sounds like a pitch that is not going to be a good show, but just trust me on this.
I
will
trust
get there.
all of your recommendations.
It is about esports.
Okay, well, all right.
That's what I'm saying. You got to hold your horses here. Let me explain. It is a fictional docuseries kind of vibe. So it's not
Wait,
like real.
is this from the fucking
and by the guys who did American Vandal.
Okay, yes.
So it is great. It is literally just like boys with power complexes and too much money. Like it's like a hype house kind of vibe where they get signed to like a big deal and they just want to win a championship, but like there's so much beef and people, like a new guy comes in and then like the main team leader or whatever who birthed it is like, how dare you suck, and hate each other, and it's so stupid and amazing and also very drama filled in a way that I'm like, oh my god, I actually love these silly boys, like these man children. I love them.
I feel like I saw like the poster image, like the promotional image for this, and I was like, and it said American Vandal on it, and I was like, that's all I needed. Thank you.
And yeah, like American Vandal was so good, and it's like very similar energies. Like it's obviously a very different show, but like the same goofs and like things that made it so smart are like here, you know, in this one. So I'm like, yes.
Because that's the thing about American Vandal was like, you knew it was fictionalized, but it didn't feel that way.
Right.
Because they had their fucking finger on the pulse. Like, they knew...
The fact that this could have been real says a lot about society. You know what I mean?
Because I think it was their second season where they were at a fucking Bellevue private school.
Yeah, with the poop.
And it was like, this could very much have happened.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about them. That's great. So smart.
Yeah. So how are you, my dude?
Well... I'm here.
Always good when it starts with a sigh, you know? So you know how real it is.
Yep. I am alive. I'm here. My happy thing is not a television show, because
Gasp.
it is, that is a shocker, I will say. But it is, I will say, when I thought about bringing this to the space, it felt very wonderful, TM. Because it felt like something you would say if you were high. Do you all remember when Rose Buddies piloted Wonderful and we were on that episode? Just a fun reminder for you all.
Yeah.
That was partially our doing. Which is why we are allowed to do this. What I'm bringing to the space for this week is the sound of a neighborhood, specifically people and children mostly, just like laughing and playing in the street.
Love that.
And I, in the most like non-creepy way, non-sicko, and also non like rear window way.
Okay, not in a creepy, like, I just saw murder.
Right. There's something that brings me a lot of joy when after work, I'm able to open my windows and hear not just like children during the summer, but just like people walking their dogs, and stuff, and just like normal daily things that happen in a suburban neighborhood, that very much is not the sounds of a city.
Right.
Of just like kids just happily screaming, and they're just loud because they can and they should be.
Sure.
And that just brings me a lot of goddamn joy. And I wanted to bring that to the space because I actively am choosing to not be around people
right
now for my health and well-being. And so getting to hear and also eavesdrop personally, on conversations, but mostly just joy, brings me a lot of happiness.
Yeah, no, there's something that's like a pure joy of neighborhood sounds, you know?
Yes.
Like birds chirping, leaves blowing, ice cream trucks, kids.
Ice cream trucks, yes.
Huge, you know?
I'm very excited to talk about our current events together.
Hell yeah. Week. I am very excited.
I guess the most important one is movie news.
Yes.
And I would love to have you share this with the class.
So we have a casting update.
We've been getting a lot of updates about this movie.
I am excited. This is the Bong Joon-ho movie that he's doing with Netflix, the Mickey 7 like space vibe that we already know Robert Pattinson is in, along with a few other lovely people. But we just got an announcement that Steven Yeun is gonna be in it with him, and that combination of people, dead. I'm out. You'll never see me again.
Hoped in my wildest dreams.
Because this cast is already so sexy. Like, it has Mark Ruffalo, Toni Collette, Arpats, Steven Yeun, hello, and Naomi Ackie, who we were talking about the last time with the first cast update. Like, all very attractive people and cool people. I vibe.
In space, too.
In
like, this
space.
I just feel like this very much feels like a blank check moment of, like, do anything you want. And he was like, I'm just going to gather the fucking sexiest people I can think of.
Yeah, and honestly, good for him, you know?
Yes. I just want to be surrounded by sexy people.
Yeah, and that's, if you're a director that has, like, an unlimited budget with Netflix and just want to go off, that's what you should do. That's how redistributing your power looks like, because you're doing it for us.
Oh my god.
I'm so excited for this. We still, like, don't know a lot about it, which is even better. I like, you know, same with a lot of his other films. I'm like, I just want to just show me the hot people, and then I'll get surprised when I'm there. You know,
exactly.
Tease me in, hook me in, and then I'll be there, you know.
I will be ready to stream this as soon as I possibly can. There are just a couple of updates here.
Yeah.
One is...
little moose boost.
One is sexy, ooh, interesting. The other is just funny and sad.
Yeah.
The sexy, ooh, interesting is about my short king, Joe Goldberg.
Yes.
Otherwise known as the love of my life, Penn Badgley. As you all might be familiar, another Netflix piece of content. They're in the process of filming You Season 4 right now. Yeah. You Season 4 is supposed to be set in Paris. We've talked about this, friends.
Yes.
As you all know, it's not being filmed mostly in France. It's being filmed in England, specifically London. As you all know, London, Paris, they look the same.
They're the same. It's the same place. They're not distinctly different at all. There's no
right. Penn, in this specific photo that we have here that was captured by quite a few outlets. We're looking at the one here by Latestly. Interesting.
Which is totally a site that exists.
It's definitely a real site. It's definitely a real word. This photo that was captured of Penn is honestly... if I was still of an age where I printed out and also cut out photos from magazines and put them up on my wall, this would absolutely be on my wall.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good pic. He looks very sexy. Because he's got, well, yes, they listen, the photographers for Penn Badgley do him a little bit dirty. Not to say he isn't short, but they really give him a lot of headroom, you know? And it makes him look like the smallest guy in the universe. It's pretty upsetting. But yeah, Penn looks great. He's got his beard, pro. He's got his curls, pro. He's messenger in a nice bag. Little, messenger bag. He looks like a fucking English professor.
Which is just...
Yeah. Checking all your boxes for shit.
It's just, like, if there was a way to go on a dating app and be like, what is your type? I would just upload this photo.
It's like, can you give me this vibe, please? That's all I want.
But I'm curious about season 4, because the little preview that they gave us at the end of season 3 was a choice, so.
Yeah. And also, if you want to know, we did talk about this season on our Patreon for a bonus Jonas at one point.
Oh shit, that's right.
So if you want to hear that and get caught up with us,
and
because I forget everything that happened in that, so I will probably give that a listen.
Yeah, that's true. I should probably, before the next season, I should probably listen to that. Also, if you do want to be my lover, you do got to get with my friends.
Yes, so true.
Could you give us our last update that I sent you?
Okay, so as we know, The Wrong Persuasion is coming out next week, or this week at the time of recording.
Release the Snook cut, you know what I mean?
Yeah, justice for Sarah Snook, for
and
real.
And Snooki, you know what I mean?
And okay, hold on. A persuasion with Sarah Snook and Snooki is the best thing I've ever... My brain couldn't even conjure a better image if I tried. God. That is... I need it. Why? I need it so bad.
Let me in the writer's room right now. No,
right.
Because they need to go back, because this would still work. You would have Sarah Snook... No, everyone shut up. You would still have Sarah Snook in it as... Miss Persuasion, right? And then you would have Nicole, aka Snooki. I know she doesn't go by Snooki anymore, but let's be honest, that's how you remember her. She would be the lover, right? That they got engaged and then it didn't work, and then they would finally... You all know how persuasion works, right? You were also English majors. So Snooki would go and then she would find Miss Snook. Here's the question that I have for you, Cody. Who would be Henry Golding in this version?
God. Okay, this is cursed. But if I'm thinking of like cool short king actors that are attractive and have like a similar vibe.
Right.
What about Daniel Radcliffe?
I mean, obviously, right?
Right. Like he fits the vibe, right? Like he could do that, you know?
Yes. Because, okay, no. Because...
Why are we in charge of every movie, guys?
Because that means in Persuasion, again, you all know how this works.
Right.
That what it would come down to is Daniel Radcliffe and Snooki doing a fight for Sarah Snook's love.
Right.
And that is so critically important to me.
Yeah. That is maybe the most beautiful thing in the world. We're geniuses. We should be running Hollywood right now.
Okay.
I don't understand why we're not.
Sharks, I need $200
Give me $1 billion.
Approximately. And
yeah, you guys like rom-coms and actors that you kind of know but forgot about. Some of them aren't even actors. Also, Snooki.
Would you like to make the most amount of money ever on a movie?
Yeah, this is a slam dunk, you know? Like, this is a guaranteed box office hit, streaming hit, all of the hits.
Okay, did you even say the news?
Oh, no. Sorry. Oh, my God. We didn't. So, we know this movie is coming out this week. Not the beautiful version that we have created in our own minds. That's how much we don't want to talk about this movie. But the reviews are trickling in from the critics that have seen it early.
Yeah, the embargo's over.
The embargo is up, and it's not looking good.
No.
Allie sent me a tweet last night in which it was a screenshot in which the tomato meter was at a 27%. It is now up to a 33. Still in the splash territory, you know, still in the rotten. So we have not been looking forward to this naturally, right? But
no.
This is another confirmation that
it's not gonna be great.
Yeah.
Boy. Listen, are we gonna watch it? Yes. Are we gonna review it? Obviously.
Sure, yes.
But it's not gonna be as good as the movie that we just
birthed out. Yeah.
All right. So at this point, my friends, there really isn't a way for us to get through the next props half hour talking about Ferrero Rocher's book without talking about her current plot device, which is vampires doing really the vampire thing. But currently, that is in the form that is very heavily, I would say almost 1-to-1, being equated with drug abuse.
Yes.
So, if that's not your jam,
feel free to just dip out. We ended on such a great note, you know? You can just press pause and skip. Just go live your life.
Sit in your meditation space and think about the beautiful movie that we just pitched, a la Sarah Snook, Snooki, and Daniel Radcliffe. That would have to be a soundtrack by Phoebe Bridgers, probably.
Yeah.
It would be beautiful and haunting and great. So that's your heads up. Love you. Great. Take care of yourself. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're still here, I'm just letting you know, it's not going to be great.
It's bad time. It's a bad time.
When we left off last week, what I remember was things weren't good.
Yep. It was very Stockholm situation going on here.
I do love that song by One Direction, though.
Yeah. Anti-Stockholm Syndrome, but pro-Stockholm Syndrome, One Direction song.
One Direction.
Yeah.
That is my platform.
Yeah.
In all things. If you vote for me, I will remove Stockholm Syndrome and get One Direction back. But Liam is not in it.
Right. He's burned the bridge. It's too late.
It's too late. He knew what he was doing going on that Logan Paul podcast. Okay, so what I remember. Unfortunately, there's some dresses now. Rose is a dress queen.
Yeah.
And her role, you know, we know Rose. She's a strong, independent, 18-year-old woman.
Yeah.
That has all been removed. She has no agency anymore, actually. Her role is to sit in this prison, aka hotel room, and just wait until Dimitri's here to suck her blood and make out with her. And that's when she exists in reality.
Yeah.
Cool. Love that. Love that. Love that you all wanted us to read these books.
I can't do this. I'm angry and sad.
Love this. It's great. It's a great piece of text that hopefully is going somewhere. So chapter 21, what What are we doing? What are we...
Well, so right before,
Is it better
crucially...
now?
Is right before this is important to note that he was like doing his pitch of like, we're gonna take this together and this is gonna be our thing, you know.
Oh yeah,
like,
we're gonna fucking kill Galena.
We're gonna kill Galena and we're gonna take this for ourselves. And she's like, what?
that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, and he does not really elaborate. He's like, nope, that's plenty of things. And this fucking
yeah,
this fight, this is bad. These like Rose in her head, and it's kind of like, what's going on? Like, this is a weird vibe. I'm confused. Like, I feel somewhat nauseous. Like, I don't know what's going on. And like Dimitri just like takes her out and or like, you know, has his arm around her and be like, okay, we're doing this. Hell yeah. And it is. He's trying to be sexy, right? They're trying to be like, oh, let's get a little, remember this, you know?
We gonna fuck?
Since, like, this whole time, you know, Rose has been thinking about the cabin and thinking about that and, like, trying to figure out, and now is kind of, like, swept up in Dimitri's Strigoi thing.
She's
even
stigmatized,
though,
let's be honest.
Listen, she's stigmatized, for sure. And he, like, they're like, you know, being sex or whatever, and he just like stops, right? And
he started to think about the Lord, you know, like it got
right. It's like, sorry, I had to put space for God. I can't. We can't do this. It's we're, you know, we can't do this until you're awakened.
Oh,
and Rose is like, are you fucking kidding? Like, she doesn't say it, but in her brain, and she's not as like in tune with her real self, but like real Rose would be like, are you fucking using this as like a thing to get me to turn? Like,
no,
you're just gonna hold sex over me? Yeah.
That in Eclipse, in the Twilight Saga Eclipse, excuse me.
Yeah.
I'll say its full name. Edward did this, and he stopped because he was a blushing bride that cared about Bella's soul.
Right.
Dimitri notably does not care about Rose's soul.
Yeah. And he's like, it'll feel so much better.
He's using this as a bargaining chip. Like, some people use not having sex with condoms like a bargaining chip.
Yes, it is very much that energy, which is like,
it's not
hate it. I hate it so much. And he does all this like emotional manipulation stuff too. That's like, do you think I do anything to hurt you? Like, it's not gonna hurt. It'll be fine. Like, it's cool. Like, I'm always protecting you. Whatever. Like, you're gonna like it. You already like me biting you anyway, so it'll just be like that. But then you'll feel like cool and powerful. I don't understand what's not clicking here.
This is not my Dimitri.
Yeah.
Like this
Hashtag not my Dimitri.
Literally, no.
And Rose is like, fucking, this is so scary. Like, but also, I, like, love him and going through these two things at once, and it's very traumatic, obviously. And again, he's like, Galena's patience is running out. We gotta do this right now. Or, like, we have, like, a limited amount of time to do this, you know? Right. And she's like, no, I don't want to do this right now. I still have to think about it. I need more time. And he immediately, like, gets up and is like, I have to go. Okay? I need to deal with something. And it's like, you clearly do not. You're just angry that Rose doesn't want to turn into a Strigoi, my guy. And that you didn't want to get laid. Okay?
Yeah.
So, think about that. And of course she's apologizing because she's like, it's my fault. But it's like, no, girl.
No, it's not.
This dude is bad news bears, okay? Trying to pressure you both into sex and also into stealing your soul and not being a person anymore. So you're in the right mind here, okay? To be a little, you know, a little cautious, okay?
Run far away, please.
Yeah.
If you could, I guess.
Yeah.
It's not good.
No.
And I love that he was like, I need to go deal with some things.
Right. And then he, like, still gives, like, a goodbye bite that's like, just sit on that or whatever, you know? It's like, enjoy that kind of vibe. It's like, hey, man, fuck off. I hate you so much.
God, he sucks shit.
He sucks so bad. Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
For real. To be fair, it's not him anymore, so that helps a little. The only good thing, I guess, is when Rose falls asleep that she ends up in Adrian's dream and is like, hey, bestie. I'm like so happy right now.
Oh my god, can you tell? I'm wearing a sundress. I'm living it up. I'm so chill. Like, I'm sitting on this little park bench. It's so long since I've heard from you. I thought you never wanted to see me again. Blah, blah, blah. I'm living my best life.
I didn't tell you where I went, but I'm actually in Ibiza. I'm having a great time, actually.
Yeah, this whole time she actually just went on a mission trip or something. And everyone's like, are you kidding me? That's why you left us.
Lissa is literally dying and you're just like having you're just finding yourself. Like, god damn it, Rose.
So like immediately Adrian picks up on the fact that Rose is not herself.
No.
It's like,
Adrian's not the greatest person. He's not
short.
He's not stupid.
Yeah, and also like with spirit stuff, like he has a very keen sense of like auras and vibes and all these things, and then getting like a very out of the box kind of aura for her, and it's like really hard to picture or whatever. And he's just like, are you good? Like, I came in here because Liz is not really good, but you also seem like you're having a really rough one over here. What the fuck is happening? And Rose like, I've never been better in my life. I can't believe you're mad. I can't believe you're mad at me for finally having fun for once in my life and enjoying myself. I can't believe this. I can't do this. And you're just gonna come in here and bring me bad news?
Yeah, fucking Adrian didn't sign up for Rose leaving and everything just absolutely going to shit.
Yeah.
So I do feel for him in this moment.
Mm-hmm. And he's being like very smart about it, right? He's just trying to like bring her to reality and be like, this is not you. And also like, Liz is really bad right now and she needs you. Like, I can't do what she needs to feel better, you know, like it's there's something going on that like, and he's like begging her and being like, please, like, I don't care if you don't want to date me, like, I don't give a fuck, okay, like, I don't want to like problems. Whatever, like, Lissa is in a bad space and it's like on a path to self-destruction, so let's center ourselves here. And she's like, I don't know why you're bumming me out right now. I'm just came here to have a good time. I'm really high on endorphins from blood, so I don't know why you're just like trying to harsh my mellow right now. So get the fuck out of here.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Is like he couldn't really place her aura. And he's like, what the fuck is happening to you right now?
Right. Like something's up.
Right.
Like chemically in you.
Like something is very much wrong with you right now. And then he also notices her neck and is like, girl. What's happening to you? But I don't know that she really started to put that together before she was like, you know what? You're kind of a bummer and I can't with that. So I
can't deal with this toxic negative energy right now. I'm in a space of healing, okay? And self-discovery. And this is interesting too, that she is able to like remove herself from the dream, which she hasn't been able to do before. Because usually it's just like she chills with Adrian until she wakes up kind of vibe. Right. But something happened when she like fully got, you know, angry and pulled out of the dream, which is interesting.
Yeah, she got like super.
She got fucked up.
A lot of emotions there.
Yeah. She looks in the mirror and sees like all of these bites and bruises and stuff on her neck, and she's like, oh shit, like I look like the people that I've been shitting on, and you know, this whole time. That's not a great vibe.
I also thought it was interesting in this that like she tries to like wash the bruises off, which makes sense because she's still like under the bites like spell, I guess.
Yeah,
like,
right.
And that was just, I guess, like, the first reaction that she had. And she was like, well, it obviously is just, like, I'm going to just...
I can just scrub this off.
Yeah, naturally, this will just be able to come off here.
Yeah. Oh, I think I just spilled a little bit. That's why. Let me just...
You know, it's just, like, blueberry stains.
Yeah. Went a little too hard for breakfast this morning. My bad.
I ate and then fell asleep with my neck crooked, and they're just stuck here.
Yeah.
And then she was like, you know what? Because she's still, like, fucked up from the blood being taken away. She's like, the only answer is to watch TV. And
right. It's like, I just need to dissociate right now. Which, like, you know what? Understandable. That's probably not a bad idea.
Probably not the worst thing that you could do.
Yeah. And she notices, too, that post Dimitri's very dramatic exit, he has not come back in, like, almost a full day. Which is weird because he usually, the way that she describes it's like he checks in on her twice a day, which feels like, you know, she's on like
no wonder her next
hospital arrest. Right, yeah. And so she is losing it right now. Fully like craving the endorphins, craving the energy from the bite, like all of this stuff, and it's just like fully going crazy. You know,
just she's being having like, whoa. Withdrawals from it.
Right. Total withdrawal symptoms. Like, it is very bad. Oh, God.
And I think that, like, one of the ways that she tries to preoccupy herself is she's like, well, I'm just going to make myself as beautiful as possible.
Right. I'm just going to put on a beautiful dress, get some makeup on, look cute for my boy, and then maybe I'll get 2 bites like, when he comes back. It's rough.
At some point, it's like, what else are you supposed to do to pass the time? So, like, get it?
Yeah,
but,
sure.
Rose, you're trying to get out of here, babe.
Right. We gotta focus here on a plan that we don't really have yet, but we need to focus on making one, you know?
Yeah.
And then Nathan fucking shows up.
Fucking Nathan.
This guy is so annoying. I hate him so much.
Just being like, because I think she thought it was Dimitri. She was like in the bathroom.
Right.
Working on her hair. And she's like, oh, hey, Dimitri, what's up? And she's like, oh, that's fucking Nathan.
Yeah, that is not Dimitri. And he is coming in hot, aggressively.
Yeah. He's like, too long. I'm just gonna fucking kill you myself.
Right. It's like, I have to do this because fucking Dimitri is just stringing you along for God knows what reason, you know?
Yeah.
And also, I need information about Lissa because I want to destroy the bloodline, okay? So you gotta do something here, okay?
I mean, sounds like something a vampire would do.
Right. Right. And Rose, even though she is in this, like, stage, or mental state, like, she is still very gung-ho about protecting Lissa to some extent, right? Because he's like, where is she? And she's like, she's at the school. You know where she is. And he's like, there was obviously a plan. Like, that would have been something you guys discussed. You're bonded. And she's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't know anything. I don't know shit, okay? I don't snitch.
What you're saying sounds gay, and I'm obviously not, so...
Right, yeah. Right, exactly. It's like, I would never do that. So I appreciate that, at least.
Then they starts to scuffle a little.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a fight going on. I mean, it's not really a fight on Rose's part. She kind of just gets her shit rocked.
She gets fucked up.
Yeah, she gets her shit rocked by Nathan and also Ina, yeah.
Miss Human.
Right. Yeah, a literal woman. A woman.
Yeah.
When she is a, powerful, trained fighter, right. And she's like, got her shit racked, all these things. Yeah. And it's rough. Because, she's obviously not prepared. She has been thinking about fighting for a really long time. She's kind of, been just in this, I wake up, see Dimitri, get those endorphins, go back to bed. That's been her life at this point. And so she's not been in fighting mode, which...
It's not great. It's also not great that Miss Human, Ina, defended Nathan.
Right. which, like, come on. That's not great for her plan. If she wants to escape, she can't, like, vibe with Inna, you know?
Yeah.
And also there's a moment, too, where, like, Nathan is almost like, I'm gonna bite you kind of vibe. And she's like, you know what? I don't care who this comes from. I kind of want this, but doesn't go really through with it, which, thank God. But it's rough. And then Dimitri comes in and gets really aggressive.
Yeah, he makes her cry.
Yeah, she literally cries. And she's just like, you know, what are all these questions? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what is happening to me?
To fight, to be strong enough to do that, he wouldn't be sapping her energy twice a day.
Right. So think about that, bud.
So think about that.
Yeah. How would you shift the blame to you, my dude?
Yeah. God.
It's chapter 22. She's crying.
Yeah, Rose isn't doing too well.
Yeah, Rose is not doing too hot. Dimitri's like, you know, yelling, being like, this is your fault. How dare you? You're weak. You know, this is all on you because you refused. You know.
Opposite of, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed.
Right, literally. It's like, I'm mad and disappointed. Correct. And it's your fault.
You know how your instructor would very supportively give you constructive feedback? It's not that.
No, very much not.
No.
And she rightly goes back to him and is like, I don't think I would be stronger than Nathan if I was a Strigoi. Like, I don't think he's also a Strigoi. Like, we'd still be on levels of fighting. That would be...
he would still be bigger than me.
Bigger and whatever, and all these things. And he's like, yeah, well, it'll take time and, you know, he'll wear him down and it'll be great. Like, it'll be so sick. And she's, again, rightly, is like, why do you keep backing down? You know?
Right.
What the fuck? Like, I don't like that you let him just fucking beat the shit out of me. You know?
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of rude. And then you come in being mad at me. Like, it seems like, where were you, my guy? And he's like, well, it's because I can't.
Dimitri, you need to stop playing The Sims and actually get in there and do your job.
Right. It's like, I can't do that because, like, if I kill or hurt Nathan, then Galena's going to be mad at me, and then it'll be really hard for us to assassinate her. So, and take her off her power, okay? And this is all just fucking chess games of things that don't even exist yet, and are just weird plans that never will make sense. But whatever.
Sounds fake.
Yeah, especially too that she's like, what does she even do? Like, what is this business? And he's like, does it matter? And she's like, I mean, kind of. Like, she's like,
it's weird.
Is
she's
it
actually in crypto? Like, I know that it's 2008, but it's crypto.
Yeah, it's crypto. This was the first one, actually. So that's fun. And also apparently Inna loves Nathan, which is interesting. And apparently they bring humans in there with, like, the promise of, oh, if you work for us, like, maybe you could be a Strigoi, which is gross.
Also unsurprising. Like, I feel like that was what they had kind of been fucking hinting at through the whole thing, sure. But I don't like it.
Yeah, it's not great. And this conversation with Dimitri, because he keeps being like, I'm running out of patience, we gotta do this thing, like, I've been really lenient with you, but, like, we need to chop, okay? And Rose, for trying to get an answer again this time, is like, why did you do any of this? Like, why do you want me with you? Right. All these things. Hoping to get the answer of, because I love you, or because,
friends, you all know the answer that she's looking
for, right? The answer is very clear. Spoiler alert.
Very obvious answer that we are looking
It's very obvious and easy thing to say. You know, it's a very easy word, very easy string of things, especially if you've already said it before, you know?
Especially if you have a soul, you know what the answer... This is not a test by... in the way that we know tests in, like, relationships, right? Like, this is a very fucking open book test. Like, we know what we're looking for here. Right.
Unfortunately, our boy did not get the correct answer. And he said, basically was saying that she's strong and powerful and would be quote unquote a strong ally or an important ally. and that she'd be valuable.
Send him out to sea. Fuck him.
Fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. Throw him on the moon. Get him out of here. I can't believe. And
He's
she's
trying
like,
to fucking build a fantasy football team. Like, fuck this dude.
yeah, it's like, you'd be a really good asset, you know? That's what I think. And it's like, are you for real? You guys loved each other.
Homie.
Right. This is real life. Yeah. Like, what the fuck? And again, does all this sort of like, you know, I told you I'd always be there for you. I'm here to protect you. Like, we're going to do this together. It's going to be great. And like, fucking kisses her and all these things. And she obviously is spiraling because she's like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like,
right.
I'm
making out with a Strigoi. That's weird, Rose.
I'm making out with a Strigoi. This is weird in a way that I didn't realize it was weird before. Also, I was like way weaker than I was ever when that happened and unprepared, which never happens. I was crying, which never happens. Like, right. What the fuck is going on? And she's like realizing
in curls,
that, like,
in makeup, in a dress,
right? That
crying over a man,
right?
Weird,
because she hasn't had this like bite for over a day at this point.
Yeah,
she's like gaining more clarity back to her original self. Which, like,
now,
first of all, thank God,
Zed is gonna play, so be careful.
Right? Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I don't want to bring any dark energy in here. The bass just fucking drops and shakes me out of the recording studio. Oh, no. Take me away. So she's a self-awareness, I guess. She's seeing the light in a way.
I just don't want to fucking Beetlejuice this, and then we heard.
Yeah, no, that's a reasonable fear. It's reasonable. And it's like, wait a fucking minute. Like, is these, like, endorphin things, this high that I feel when I'm, like, you know, getting bitten by Dimitri, like, it's actually being not good for me. Like, it's fully fucking up with everything. Yes. And so she, like, comes to this revolution finally.
And his tongue is fully in her mouth.
Right. And it's like, whoa.
Listen, we've all been there. We get it.
Right. Yeah.
No.
You've been there. And at this point, she's like lying to him, which is important. Like, because she has not done that, and it's historically has been hard for her to lie to him because he's very easy in picking that up. But he's a destroyer now, so he doesn't really fucking pick up any hints. So, like, whatever.
It's hard.
And she kind of like puts on a little show of being like, I just feel really weak. Like, I think I just need rest. I think it'd just be good for me, like, when we do it later. Like, I think it'll just be better and fine if we just don't do it right now. Like, I want it so bad. I want to be a Strigoi, for sure. But I think now is not the great headspace to do that transformation.
I wore myself out so much. Like,
right.
Making myself look so pretty for you took me like 5 hours. And it's
right. I just want to watch The Bachelor. You know, it's on tonight. I don't want to miss it. You know, because I'm gonna be a different. Right.
My lashes one by one.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like my skincare routine takes forever. You know.
Yeah, it's hard out here. Okay.
By the time that I do that, and then I'm ready to have sexy times, you know, it's just gonna be like tomorrow. You know. Yeah.
So. Let's just hold on. And he's like, all right, whatever. We have 2 days, though, so if I can jot that down. And she's like, okay, I guess I can come up with a plan in 2 days to figure out how to get the fuck out of here. Yeah. It's like I talk to the singular day counter. It's just like, I love it. And then he also gives her a fucking bracelet.
Oh, yeah, he's just been draping her in jewels this whole time.
Yeah, so.
Like a fucking mafioso.
That's fine. Yeah. And Rose not doing great. She knows that was the right choice to do, to not have him bite her. But she's...
One of the weirdest things I'll say about this part, though, when Dimitri leaves, we know that most of the curriculum at, I want to say Vampire Academy, it's St. Vlad, let's be honest.
St. Vlad,
We're not supposed to say Vampire Academy. Is all very focused on, like, how to be a good... and then whatever your role is.
Yeah.
And then that 1 year that they were out in the wild.
Like the trials and stuff. Yeah.
When Rose and Lissa were gone, girl, they didn't go and do like standard they were in like a public school, but it
right.
you know how public school is. You don't really get educated there. Rose says in this part here, she says, I'd always read about addicts, about how hard a time people had breaking away from alcohol or illegal drugs. Okay, so Rose, you've said St. Vlad's struggles, like they don't have internet there, they only have a
right
library, and the only books that they have are about ghosts and people from like 300 years ago.
Yeah.
So what do you
so where
where are you getting this from?
Yeah.
And also the information that we had about addiction in I think this book came out in 2008, so 2007, notably awful.
Yeah. Not great.
So when in your free time, Rose, that you notably have so much of,
just checking out a little book from the library,
reading about addiction,
right?
What Ferrero, you can't just say all of a sudden that we're going to add in this character trait that Rose is one of her hobbies and interests.
Everyone knows that I've always read about addiction growing up, for sure. That's always been a thing.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, if she was saying like, oh, I was interested in reading about addiction because I was interested in Hampiers and like wanted to learn about, quote, blood whores.
Yeah.
Because she's wanted to learn more about that I would believe. But addiction, I just found that very weird. It took me out of the story, Ferrero.
Yeah. It was like, what, why even add this? Just like, you can just even say like, I'm familiar with this as a concept, right?
As
like
a concept because I live in the world.
Because I exist and I'm alive. Like,
right.
It's interesting. That's a choice, for sure. Yeah. So Homegirl's not doing great right now.
She's struggling.
She's really struggling. She's like, I would kill myself right now just to get bitten again, which is kind of counterintuitive because that is the whole point of me not doing this.
She's trying to hype herself up and just say, like, it's just the endorphins.
Right. It's okay. Yeah, she's kind of like talking to herself a little bit, which is fine and normal, but she's like, God damn it. Like, ugh, God.
Don't envy her. I don't envy her.
No, she's really going through it. And she tries to like distract herself with her TV, but that's not really, I guess, no cool shows were going on, you know, not the vibe. And she's like, fuck, I know the best way to distract myself. Lissa. Yeah. Let's see what she's doing. As if it will be good news. Spoiler alert.
Ever be good news.
It has not been good news for Lissa anytime this whole time. I don't know why she thought that would be a choice to make. But you know what? Get out of your own head for a second. At least that's doing something, right? Lissa is, as per usual, down astronomical.
Down bad.
She's down so bad. You know, she goes like to apologize, and it's like, hey, sorry I was kind of a bitch last night, and also very drunk.
Hey, Joe, sorry about my whole thing.
Actually. Yeah, sorry for just like being very abusive to you in that you're a child. Like, I'm sorry. That was uncalled for.
You're a baby.
Yeah, maybe.
Sorry.
Yeah.
This is not great. It's also not great that in Lissa's clear time of need. And again, it's not his fault. Because he doesn't know. But Christian is outsies.
So still nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
Like, this whole interaction is
not good.
It's not great. Because, like, first she has this convo with Jill and Jill was like, you have to tell him. Still being like, you have to tell him. And Lissa's like, it's literally fine. You're, like, being irrational about this. It was just a joke. Like, it was funny. And Christian doesn't have to know because he will go apeshit. So, like, it's fine. And Jill's like, that's cheating. That's bad. That's lying. Yeah. You can't.
It's actually illegal, so don't.
Right. Which is not great. And so she goes to see Christian back at the academy because they've gone home from the flight.
Yeah, can you tell me, hey, Ferrero, can you tell me a little bit more about the timing of all of this? Because apparently
Right.
Rose has been holed up in this prison for 2 days max.
Right.
When it's felt like, from her descriptions, like a month.
Right.
But apparently it's not been. So
apparently not. And
it's not good.
Christian is like, when were you gonna tell me? And she's
were
like,
you gonna
what?
tell me when you came back? Because we don't have cell phones.
Right. And he's like, you know what I'm talking about. Like, you know, you're hooking up with guys on your fancy little getaway. Like, I know what you're doing, okay? And everything is bad.
It's not great.
Yeah, Christian's like, it was stupid, it was funny, like, it's okay, you know, and whatever the fuck Jill is telling you, and he's like, Jill's not the fucking problem. And poor Jill's just like, please stop talking about me.
As a child,
I don't want to be involved. I don't want to be involved. Yeah. But Christian rightfully bats for her, being like, she's a kid, she's fine. Like, you were never going to tell me anyway, so, like, whatever, it's not her fault. You don't have to be mad at her.
And to be fair, she wasn't.
Right. Yes, it's true. It's true. She had no intentions to do that. Christian just gets very out of this situation. It's just like, you're very different. I don't know what's going on with you right now. Like, you're confiding in people that aren't, or you're confiding in Avery that makes me uncomfortable. You don't even talk to me anymore. You're trying to replace Rose and you can't. Like, you're just, I don't like anything that's going on right now. And it's like, I don't want to do dinner. I just need to think about it. I'll see you later. And just walks away.
And he's not wrong.
No, he's not wrong. But she does need something or to talk about it.
Friend right now.
Right. Yeah.
And that it's not his job.
Right.
Because he is also, I mean, they're 18, right? But listen, let's be honest. You're a kid at 18, so.
Yeah.
But it's very clear through Lys's actions that, like, she's struggling.
Yeah, these are all cries for help.
Literally.
All of them are very transparently, I'm bad. I'm doing bad. I need help.
Yeah.
And nobody is extending anything.
And so keeping her further just, like, isolated with Avery is not going to help resolve the issues at hand.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah. I don't like it at all. Christian, please. Christian. You need to talk to Lysa. God.
It's also interesting, too, that Rose is kind of, like, ejected from Lysa's head.
She got booted from the bond.
Yeah.
Which is really weird. Like, same with the dream stuff. Like, she was never able to, like, do that, like, in that way. Like, and just be, like, actually getting, like, it's like she got just, like, Lysa pushed her out kind of vibe, or, like, some sort of energy thing, like, just said no to her being in there, which is very suspicious.
And she was like, something about this felt familiar.
Yeah. I wonder. Interesting. Guess we'll circle back to that. I wonder what it could be.
Guess we'll just think about that for a week, and then...
Yeah. I do like the idea of, obviously this is not good for Lysa because Lysa's in bad headspace, but her being able to, like, have, like, a power control center and being like, nope, get out. like she's a mod in her own brain.
Oh
like,
my god.
Get out. Nope.
Yep, that's just what it is. It's just a
I need to cry with my girl bestie, okay? Oh. And talk about my boyfriend. Get out.
Everyone here is not doing great.
It's bad all around. Consistently. Everyone's having a bad time.
Everyone is not doing great, which is typical Ferrero business. As we near, well, we're not nearing the end, but we're getting close. We've only got 6 or so more chapters.
Yeah.
Of this book, so sounds about Ferrero, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
We have chapters 23 and 24 next week. We're getting there, friends. We have some amazing patrons to thank. Would you like to start us off?
Absolutely. Thank you to Katie Black.
Ooh, thank you to Kylie Minty.
Thank Thank you to Alex Dornan.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Thank you to Carrie Goldberg.
Bow, bow, bow. Thank you to Rebecca Cullen.
Ooh. Thank you to Jasmine Anastasia.
Ow, ow, ow.
Ow, ow, ow.
Thank you to Megan Pattinson.
Ow. Thank you to Cassandra O'Shea.
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 Thank you to Clara Belikov.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Thank you to Katya Karp.
Bow, bow, bow. Thank you to Hannah Dragomir.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Thank you to Hope Castile.
Bow, 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 bow. Thank you to Rachel Ashford.
Ooh. Thank you to Maddie Facinelli.
Ow, ow, ow. Thank you to Samara Rinaldi.
Ooh. Thank you to Genevieve Morgan.
Ooh, ah. Thank you to Danielle Burke.
Ooh. Ooh, ooh. Did I skip one?
Oh, did I skip one? Another one, Tess Avery. If you didn't get it, you're getting it now.
You're getting
welcome.
it. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you to my mom, your mom, our mom, Rebecca.
Mom.
Woo.
Thank you to Sophia Salinger.
Ooh. Thank you to Laura Forty.
Bow, bow, bow. Thank you to Dan Zeklos.
Thank you to Maria Swan.
Bow, bow, bow. Thank you to India Peach.
Ooh. And last but certainly not least, thank you to Emily Ozera.
Bow, 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 bow.
I have a fan fiction for you that was sent in and written by India Beach.
Oh my god, India on a roll lately.
On a roll. This is titled The Bride and the Bear.
Hell yeah.
And this is of course on Archive of Our Own, so thank you, India. The summary of this is Twilight meets D&D. Set approximately 2 years after the end of Breaking Dawn, Rosalie has been DMing for Emmett, Bella, Renesmee, Alice, and Seth for going on a year. When Emmett asks if he can DM for a one-shot, things get a little more wild than usual.
Okay.
And this is from Chapter 1, Rosalie's POV. It was nearly 5 a.m. when Emmett and Rosalie were returning home from their daily run. Their favorite 48.7-mile route took them an hour if they ran straight through, but sometimes they'd enjoy the privacy that the Olympic National Forest afforded them in the early morning hours. This was one such morning. Edward will be able to hear us coming any minute. Try to get that smile off your face, would you? Rosalie said while rolling her eyes. You know, I always keep it honest with you, babe. My thoughts are going to be loud, regardless of how big I'm smiling, Emmett teased. Okay, well, let's try to talk about something else, because I don't want the blushing bride to know what we just did at the river. If he had any functioning arteries, I'm sure they'd burst. Don't be so sure, Buttercup. Bells might surprise you based on some details I've goaded out of her. Emmett chuckled mischievously. Well, now I definitely want to talk about something else. She trailed off as she looked over at her mate with a soft smile. For all his ribbing, Emmett was her safe place in a world that she had never intended to see. It was him that gave meaning to the unfathomable notion of forever she had been granted. Oh my god, India, fuck you. A moment passed as she reflected on her gratitude, the blonde hair untidy from her incredible speed. She enjoyed the freedom that came from loving someone so wide-eyed with joy and pure devotion to her. These private runs allowed her perfect posturing and stiffened facade rare moments to soften. Another such instance was the weekly game of D&D that she had been dungeon master for of nearly a year. She'd been hesitant at first, but when Renesmee asked to try playing for her birthday last year, it'd become a bit of a tradition. By now, everyone in the family had played at some point. Carlisle was usually working. Esme didn't care for the unnecessary violence. Edward's mind-reading powers ruined any attempt at surprising him. and Jasper was on probation after trying to influence Rosalie to be a bit more merciful during a boss fight. Renesmee, Bella, Emmett, Alice, and Seth were there like clockwork every week, and Rosalie enjoyed the challenge of their chaotic playing styles. Figuring it was a safe topic to broach, she asked, "Are you ready for D&D tomorrow?" Emmett stopped dead in his tracks and preemptively put his hands out in defense. "About that. Just hear me out." End scene. India, this is so well thought out.
You are a genius.
I love it. I love it so much. There's so much of this story, folks. You will need to read all of it. I'm so excited for you all to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Well, friends, I have a new show to watch.
I'm gonna enjoy the sounds of the neighborhood.
Of the city.
The city.
Oh, amazing. I love it. Well,
Oof.
as we say, I was going to say we don't have a sign off, but that's the other show.
That's not this one. We do have one for this.
We do. As we say here in the Pacific Northwest.
Get bit.
And get whipped.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Into the Twilight is an Earbud Media production. You can follow us on Twitter at Into the Twilight or on TikTok at Into the Twilight Show. You can find me at Cody Corral on Twitter and Allie at Alexandria Does. And you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/Into the Twilight. We have merch, so much stuff. All those links are in the episode description. And make sure to rate and review us on your favorite podcast hosting platform. It really helps the show. Thanks. Bye.
You've been listening to Earbud Media Production. Earbud Media, audio for everyone.